Hello, friends. It is Catherine. Hi, how are you? It is the weekly energy check-in for the week of July 14th, 2019. I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick to a couple different pages, just because. And maybe a couple of you will jump on here and join me, and that would be lovely, so I don't feel lonely. We've got some really interesting energies going on this week, as we do every week. An amplified Schumann resonance, so a lot of us are feeling really heavy, dense in our bodies. We've got 6 different planets in retrograde, which is bringing up a whole bunch of hidden beliefs, patterns that we weren't aware of that are going to be coming up really in high contrast this week. And I'm going to get into that in just a second. I'm going to share this to my personal page and we'll get into it. And if I can do that. No, it doesn't look like I can share it live to my personal page, which is odd because it's mine. Gotta love Facebook sometimes. Anyway, let's just go ahead and do it. So if you're here, say hello. Let me know that you're here. Say hi. Where have you sold yourself out? Where have you denied your truth? Where have you been constantly selling yourself out, denying your truth, compromising yourself out of some level of fear? And what is coming up right now in this week is the fear of being abandoned. The fear of being abandoned, especially by stepping into our truth and saying things that on a deep soul level feel right, but on an ego level feel wrong. Okay, this contrast is going to come up really big this week for many of us, where we feel like, but I'm speaking my truth. This is something that's like deep down ancient truth for me. And truth is very malleable and very subjective, right? Based on our unique perception and individual scope of perspective. But we, each one of us, have a truth nonetheless, meaning something that resonates as authentic and genuine for us. And we may have feared to walk a path or maybe even tread lightly with this truth, not fully exposing all of it for fear of being abandoned. By being abandoned by others, our loved ones, our family, our friends, our coworkers, people who are part of our tribe, we may have feared that on a deep level. And I want to tell you, and this is not just a reminder from me, but a reminder from the cosmic energies at large, that the only kind of abandonment that really matters is self-abandonment. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. The only kind of abandonment that matters is self-abandonment. Anywhere we have compromised our truth to manage the expectations of someone else. Anytime we have denied what feels authentic or genuine for us for fear of being cast out, we have abandoned self. And this is a powerful and profound way that we diminish our strength, we diminish our light. And systematically, if we've been doing this over time, consistently, if this is part of a patterning in our behavior, where we abandon ourselves, we abandon our truth, we abandon our true wishes, we abandon what we want to say, we abandon what we want to do to manage, again, someone else's expectations because we feel we need to fulfill a role or do something like that. If we've been consistently doing that, and it's part of our patterning, our conditioning, our programming over an extended, protracted period of time, this diminishes our light, and we live more in shadow than we live in light. This is a problem, and this is one of those hidden things that's going to come up to the surface with a lot of the energies here, as we have 6 different planets in retrograde, as we are in between eclipses at this time, and as also we are in this period of Mercury retrograde, which really lends a lot of its energy to self-introspection, self-discovery, self-realization, kind of retreating into self and looking more at those hidden patterns where we're self-sabotaging. So where have you done that? Where have you been doing that consistently? Where can you opt out of that now and just say, you know what, I'm done. This is done. And when you do that, when you make that sort of really profound self-declaration, and you opt in for your truth, where you opt in for your light, where you opt in for your power, where you opt in for your sovereignty, when you choose you, essentially, and your truth, and you being the genuine article, no matter what, let the chips fall where they may, something really profound shifts. Something happens within you and without. Because anytime we have a deep, profound inner shift in our reality and way of being, this has to project on the universal playing field. This gets mirrored into our physical reality. It has to. It's universal law. So that means that a lot of opportunities that have been veiled to us from being in this kind of shadow version of self, this less enlightened, less awakened version of self, opportunities that were veiled to us before become apparent, adventures that we've been invited to partake in by our soul before seem a little more open to us. We feel a little less frightened about treading a new path. Be open to that, because this discovery of self is going to lead to many new opportunities and adventures that you probably weren't privy to before, or couldn't see before, because you were in a different energy vibration of self-discounting, of self-diminishing. That's a whole different vibration. And when you enter into a new frequency, a different vibration, you're privy to things that you literally couldn't feel, see, or know before. So this is a time to trust and have faith that if you are giving yourself what you need so that you are no longer self-abandoning your ideas, your beliefs, your truths, new things are going to open up to you that are really beyond what you could imagine before. And this way of opening up to this part of you, this authentic and genuine part of you that is, if you're honest, has been crying out for self-expression for probably a really long time, okay? But your fear of abandonment has overtaken you. You've been overwhelmed by that fear of, but I'm going to lose my people, or I'm going to lose this, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to lose my job. Anything in the external reality that you see as something that supports you, your job, your people, your love life, whatever that is, you've been opting to choose the fear of a false security of someone else supporting you rather than yourself. And that kind of self-abandonment is a really powerful way that we diminish our light. And when you choose yourself, when you choose your beliefs, when you choose your feelings, when you choose your truth, not only do more opportunities and adventures open up for you that you weren't privy to before, but you can really see that it's possible for me to really be of service to myself and still really be of great service to others at the same time. In fact, if I'm putting my oxygen mask on first and taking care of everything that I need, in fact, having more than just my basic needs met, my cup is full, my cup runneth over. I have so much more from which I can help others. I can be in service to others. I can live supported and still be very useful in the world. In fact, maybe even more useful in the world. And that is a reminder that's coming to us this week from the cosmos, saying that balance, that beautiful balance of being able to be in great service to yourself and being able to say, I have so much more to give now that I can be of service to others. That balance is what is truly known as cosmic bounty. We talk about abundance here and prosperity here down on planet Earth, but we often relegate it to very superficial realms. Not all the time, but it can be really surface and feel really superficial. But when you are taking care of yourself, living at the level of your truth, your authentic, genuine nature, at the level of your soul being, you have so much more to give. And that is, and you being able to step into that and saying, okay, well, it's not just a theory that I have so much more to give, you're actually showing up and doing it. That is truly cosmic bounty. That is true, universal prosperity, okay? It's so much more than just, abundance of money in our bank account or the things that we need down here on planet Earth to just survive or have a level of security or safety here. It is so much more than that. And when we are imbued with a sense of cosmic bounty, we are in alignment with the highest frequencies available to us in the universe. And we can live at that level of soul being. We don't have to go in and out of it all the time. Ego will pull us in and out of being at this level of consciousness, but it doesn't have to. We can live beyond the ego in this lifetime. It takes some practice and some discipline. That's why I teach the new consciousness mechanics, because it really is learning how to think and feel at the way of pure soul being, at the level of pure source consciousness, to live in alignment, in coherence with the higher field of intelligence that animates you, animates me, and everyone we know. It is possible to live at that way of being and have the ego take us out of that rotation less and less. Okay? It's something that we can learn, something that we can do. And when we are doing that, we are activating our quantum potential for being. Meaning we are leaping into a way of being that is well beyond the way we were living before, which is self-limited, self-negating, where we have our hidden beliefs and our unconscious behaviors kind of running our life and running the show and in the driver's seat, rather than the higher field of intelligence within us running the show. This is our call to action, to start living at this level of being. And one of the ways that we can do that is start figuring out, what are those hidden beliefs? And this is another thing that's going to come into very stark contrast for you this week, over the next 3 or 4 weeks, to be honest. Your hidden beliefs coming into high relief. You may think you're doing everything, let's just say, to manifest your ideal way of being, your ideal reality. And you may think that you're showing up, you're doing all the work, but in truth, there are some self-sabotaging hidden beliefs that you're still holding on to, some self-sabotaging thoughts, maybe more than you had realized. Even when we think we're doing all the work, we're clearing all the shadow, we're doing a lot of releasing, doing a lot of shedding, and we are, there is always more to release. Because every second forward, every breath that we take, we are just becoming more, we are expanding. And as we expand into more of our being, we're, yes, taking some of that old way of being with us, unless we've cleared it, and it's just kind of elevating to a different level. Okay, so there's always more layers of the onion to peel away. There's always going to be more, and that's not meant to be disheartening. It's meant to actually kind of inspire you to keep doing the work. Because if you keep doing the work of peeling away the layers of that onion, there's more of your truth, there's more of your authentic and genuine nature to be revealed, to know, to discover. And you can keep elevating past these upper limits of your old ego scope of perception, your old way of being. And those hidden beliefs, those unconscious thoughts and self-limiting behaviors that we all have, that we're so close to them, we don't even realize that we're doing it, we're thinking it, we're being it. This is going to come up a lot this week. Everything that's been hidden there, maybe just below the surface, is going to come up into high relief. And some of the thoughts that you may be feeling, and maybe, you think like, but I've dealt with that, I've cleared that. There's a deeper layer of it. So some of it is just so simple. Like saying to yourself, I can't do this. Whatever it is. I'm beyond help. A lot of us are going to that victim way of being. I had a lot of people reach out to me this week. I do a free weekly guided meditation series here in Tahoe. And I had some people reaching out to me in a couple groups that I posted in saying, you know what, your methods, they're not going to help me out. I'm so beyond your help. Okay, that smacks of victim mentality in a huge, huge way. When you think that I'm beyond help, I can't do this. I have news for you, and this might sound a little bit harsh. You're not that special that you're beyond help. Okay? But you have to believe that you are someone that can be helped. If you are going around saying, I'm beyond help, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy that becomes your truth. And if you want to live at that level of your truth, guess what? You're going to keep wondering why your manifestations are not coming to pass, why they're not showing up in the physical realms, okay? So we got to lose that victim mentality. Those self-sabotaging thoughts, I can't do this, I'm beyond help. I've tried it before and it didn't work for me. Okay, so you tried it one time and it didn't work? That's it? That's all you got? That's all you're going to give it? Again, victim mentality. Why is everything so hard? Okay? And this is something that comes up big time during Mercury retrograde. Why can't I finish this project? Why can't I do this thing? Why isn't technology working for me? All of this stuff. Okay, well that is a cue for you to slow it down, to pull back, take a break, reassess, and come back to it. Okay? Just because you're trying it once and everything is going fluid and not working out, does that mean it's going to forever be that way? Well, if you believe that, yes, because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you believe that, you know what, this is just a little out of my, a little bit out of control at this point, instead of me constantly trying to control it and come at it like gangbusters, maybe I just need to take a break. Maybe I need to go outside. Maybe I need to get the sun on my face for a couple minutes, go walk my dog, go ride my bike, and then I'll come back to it. And then oftentimes with that fresh energy, it all feels different. You're in a different frequency. You're in a different wavelength. So you're able to jibe with the energy of what you're doing a little bit more and be in more coherence with whatever project you're trying to tackle, whatever you're trying to complete. I'm unworthy. Why does everyone else get to have this but not me? Okay? Be really careful saying these things to yourself, because they become a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like asking your subconscious, why am I so unworthy? And your subconscious, in its very ancient circuitry and programming to do exactly what it's supposed to do, will find ways that all of these things that you're saying are true. Okay? It's like saying, why do I never get what I want? Well, the universe will show you all those ways why you never get what you want. The universe will validate whatever frequency you are giving off, whatever you focus on, whatever you give your attention to. The universe will pay you back in kind by delivering that same frequency to you, a perfect match to where you're at. So that's why I love affirmations. So if you find that you're saying any of these things to yourself this week, I can't do this. Why am I so unworthy? Why do I always have to struggle? Why is everything so hard? Switch it up and ask the universe a different question. Why am I always getting exactly what I want or better? Why do I find these things to work out so easily for me all the time? Even if you don't totally believe it when you say it, it doesn't matter, because it puts you in this kind of sense of wonder when you ask a question like that about what could be or what you would like to be. Okay? Why does the universe love and support me so much? Just saying something like that can open up a whole new avenue of opportunity and ways of experiencing your life that maybe were veiled to you before because you were in a totally different frequency. Okay? But this is a time to really look at, okay, where am I saying these things? Where am I doing these things? How am I behaving in a way that's totally not in congruence with the way I want to be? Because fulfilling our quantum potential now, meaning living out our highest ideal and way of being now, means that we act the part. Think of it as you being in a play. You're playing a part. I'm playing the part of Catherine Massel down here, okay? So Catherine Massel desires to be very well supported in her business, to have the luxury of being creative and creating new programs, creating new ways of talking about what I do, keeping the energy of what I share very fresh and interesting so that it can land with my viewers, my listeners, in a way that is really meeting them where they're at, okay? That's what Catherine Massel desires. That's the part that I play down here, okay? So how am I showing up every day and playing that part? If that's my desire to move into a greater, let's just say, evolution of that or a greater expansion of that, then I need to be showing up every day and playing that part. It's the same thing for whatever you're trying to manifest, yes? Hi, Janine. So you get what I'm saying? Show up and play the part now. So if you're manifesting something and it's just all up here, it's all mental matter, what you're doing. You're thinking about it. Maybe you're pretty good at figuring out how to feel how that would feel for you if it was showing up right now, whatever you're trying to manifest. If you can feel as if it's there right now, you're already sending out the frequency that you're a match. So you're telling the universe through your broadcast, your frequency, your vibration, that I'm already here. I'm already living in the happiness that I would have if this thing came into my life. Great, you get it. But are you showing up and behaving in a way, performing, acting in your life every single day? Because it is a play down here, people. I'll just be totally honest. We're all playing roles down here. It's a giant playing ground. It's a giant playing field. And that's why having the energy of play is so important while we're down here. But if you're having this energy of everything is so hard, everything is so difficult, you're missing the whole point of being here. I know that sounds glib and like a glossing over of something that's pretty great and profound, but that's basically what it is. So play the part. Show up and act as that person that has that thing every single day. It's not just enough anymore to just think it, to just visualize it. You got to feel it, and you have to act it out as if it's happening, as if you're in it, as if you're that person that has that thing, that's being, that person that's doing that thing, that's having that thing, whatever it is. Show up and act the part. And then in that place of coherence, you're sending out a very clear, static-free frequency to the universe saying, I am that. And the universe says, yes, you are. I agree. That's the frequency that we're getting too. Awesome. So we're all on the same page. So we're going to send you all those things that match it. That's congruence. Yes, Janine. Congruence. That's coherence. That is a frequency match. That's what we're after, right? But if you have those hidden beliefs that you're not excavating for whatever reason, maybe you've convinced yourself it's too painful to look at this part of you, or it's too much work to deal with this. But I got to tell you, people, if you don't do the work, who else is going to? The greatest commitment you will ever make to yourself in this lifetime, that you will ever make, period, in this lifetime, is the commitment that you make to yourself. The commitment that you make to your growth, to your expansion, to become more of who you are destined to be. This is a week where what you are doing, what you are thinking, and what you are feeling that is keeping you from that level of being is going to come up into very high relief. What you intend to do with that is entirely up to you, but I will tell you, if you do the work, if you show up to clear the shadow, if you show up and release, and you agree to shed, you are making an agreement ultimately to become more of who you are, of who you desire to be. So I hope that this has found you well. And I hope that I've given you some inspiration this week about how to start looking at these deeper, really profound energies that can feel really dense and heavy on us down here on planet Earth. You're going to want to ground yourself a lot more. Check out the book of affirmations. I talked about them just briefly here in this video, but they might really help some of you who are struggling with those hidden beliefs, where you are creating those questions to the universe like, why am I so unlovable? Why am I so unsupported? Change it up. The book of affirmations that can really help you. Hi, Kelly. So thanks for watching. I'm going to post this on my personal page. Please feel free to share this. This is also going on my YouTube channel, Catherine Missel. Feel free to subscribe to that channel. There is such great content on there. The weekly energy readings are there every week. There's tons of energy meditations and healings and talks about all things spiritual on there as well on my YouTube channel, Catherine Missel. So I want to wish you a beautiful week, everybody. Love and peace.